is Max.
I'm not even the main protagonist of this movie, but I am the narrator.
My world is fire and blood.
And dust, and gasoline, and oil, and more dust, and further dust. Also, Tom Hardy is forced to speak unintelligibly cliché. Also, narration.
It was hard to know who was more crazy. Me or everyone else.
If Max was still Mel Gibson, the answer would be fairly easy to figure out. Me, this film is fucking gorgeous. By the way, most of anything we're going to say about this movie definitely isn't going to be enough to hate it. Max is a dick to two-headed lizard things. These cars made no sound until they made an appearance in the film.
I am the one who runs from both the living and the dead.
Are you any better at running from the dead than you appear to be at running from the living? Okay, sure, you get the pleasure of making a guy run behind you as you take him to your leader, but now you have to drive all slow and I'd get tired of driving like this after 1 minute. Tattoo instructions. Also, during the apocalypse, there's plenty of testing strips to determine blood type. After patiently letting them tattoo him for hours, Max finally breaks at the mere distant idea of being branded. Also, our hero just escaped after being chained up by like 4 dudes in a cave, as all heroes do. If you're wondering if you're on drugs or why frames are missing, relax. This is a director's choice to intentionally remove a few frames here and there to help you feel the same urgent anxiety Max is feeling. Of course, if you have actual anxiety issues or PTSD, this only serves to increase your personal anxiousness parallel to whatever film tension it develops. But they're actually anxious, right? Why are all these guys bald and painted white? Movie has zero interest in explaining, and while I'm tempted to remove sins for ballsiness, I have to award a sin for sheer wardrobe-driven character development. What is this, a summer blockbuster or a Tool video? It's almost like George Miller made several anti-ex machinas here. Things that make it look like Max will be safe turn out to not be all that helpful after all. Like here a minute ago you thought, damn it, he's going to escape with the random chain hanging down, but nope. I mean, it's almost like Miller's punking ex machinas. We respect that. Wait, when did these guys get crane hook pulling hooks? Did they know they need them while they were mindlessly chasing after Max? This crazy son of a bitch must rule with absolute f***ing terror, because it would take like 1 day of not cleaning that wound for infection and sweet, sweet death to set in.
The Immortan Joe!
The Immortan part is cool, but he decided to stick with Joe? Not Immortan Hellbeast? Or Father Fury? Or Sexy Joseph the Machine? Or any other 1,000 badass things you could change your name to if you're a fascist dictator? Joe it is, I guess.
Furiosa!
Movie introduces us to the awesomeness that is Furiosa here. My only question is, considering how all the attractive women are treated in this town, basically Immortan Joe's personal baby factory, how did Furiosa escape that life? I know I look like Charlize Theron, but trust me, I'm way better at driving trucks. Okay, first of all, how is the region's water somehow located and contained a dozen stories up on a rock thingy? Doesn't this defy all science and gravity knowledge? Second of all, this is the least efficient water gifting system ever invented. I realize he's a dickhead, but he's literally wasting 90% of the water he's releasing right now.
I got a war boy running on empty.
Is this the only kinda clean, kinda normal looking person here? Does being kind of a doctor give you hair privileges? Sudden apocalyptic 8 maids a milking. Also, here are some slave women who are being treated like literal cows. Just to drive home the point that this is a really f***ed up situation, let's literally dehumanize some fat women, society's easiest targets.
Your produce ain't turned to gas town.
Why didn't Furiosa wait until she was completely out of view before she made that turn? Did they hole up in a giant stone citadel where a vault already happened to be? Or lug one over from what used to be known as a bank?
Splendid!
And the first thing Joe thinks after seeing Furiosa take an unexpected turn is, oh no, I bet my harem's been stolen. Also, how did she coordinate the smuggling of all those pregnant women into her truck without anyone seeing them? Not to mention breaking into this safe and slipping past everyone in the complex.
You cannot own a human being!
Shoot him already!
I'm gonna die historic on the Fury Road.
Roll credits. Whoa, this society of criminal assholes takes one of the few universal donors they come across and straps him to the spiky front of a war vehicle headed into battle. Because, why again? Even if you think his blood might come in handy on the battlefield, do you seriously want to spill it intentionally like this? Isn't this a valued commodity? These flames would definitely have already killed this back-riding asshole, if only due to wind. Not to mention how hot all the metals he's touching would be. This porcupine car is useful only if attacked by stabbable, flesh-based human things. Otherwise, just throw a gasoline water balloon at it and set the fire. I mean, right? CGI crash sticks out like a sore thumb when most of this movie is shot with practical effects. And look, I've got to ask, doesn't tying your blood bag on the front of the car like this somehow completely screw up your point of view? Can you see? Why not tie him to the roof? You know, you gotta admire people who are willing to die for a cause, but making the paint huffer your god of the afterlife is taking it too far.
She thinks she can lose us, Dad!
Ah yes, the old lose them in the unnatural dust storm of lightning and radiation trick. Hey wait, Furiosa ripped off the Mutara Nebula maneuver from the Wrath of Khan. This asshole cares about a compass reading instead of, you know, just following the fugitive in front of him. This is a sandstorm, right? How is the flesh of Max's face not sandblasted off riding in the open air back here? F***ing lightning tells Nux where the war machine is in the middle of this all-encompassing sandstorm. This semi is able to drive close enough to a sand lightning tornado to push this other nearby vehicle into oblivion, without somehow getting sucked into the tornado itself. Everybody survives this wicked crash, including Max, who flops off the car like a plaything while the wreckage somehow misses him completely as they bounce on the ground. Meanwhile, after nothing else at all happened in the 9 hours following that harrowing scene, let's all take a second to ponder the mind of a man who developed this device. Also, you gotta admire how Immortan Joe decided, my chastity belts will have an opening, but just in case you feel the need to stick your pecker in there, I'm gonna put claws all around it. I'd rather hurt you for your horniness rather than simply prevent it in the first place. Also, since these women were all locked up in a harem vault, why was there ever a need for such things? How the f did these assholes find them? They just went through a sandstorm where everybody who chased them either died or got knocked unconscious. What kind of tracks did they leave that led them here? You know, just in case I'm hanging around outside my truck with no weapons, I've got this hide-a-gun thing here in case of emergencies. That's the second time since he took possession of this gun that he's fired 3 shots to stop someone in their tracks. How many does he have left? And why is he so f***ing wasteful of the precious few bullets he has? Does he need to fire 3 times as a warning twice? How the hell have these assholes not caught up to them already? Hell, when they found out Furiosa altered course, they were there in like 5 minutes. Now it takes them forever to catch up.
Of all the legs you had to shoot, that one was attached to his favorite.
What, are you gonna tell him Max was the one responsible for it? Why would you do that? And why is he in any more danger than he was in already? Such an odd thing to say. This truck with a super head start still can't get away fast enough to keep this asshole from catching up and jumping aboard. Although I suppose it's possible I should be sitting how quickly this asshole woke up from his second bout with unconsciousness inside 10 minutes.
He's a crazy smeg who eats schlanger.
Girl, what?
I'll go.
Yeah, but don't you now leave all the women alone up here with all those weapons you meticulously took out of their reach a minute ago? Luckily, Nux has a soft sand dune to land on when pushed out of a speeding war machine.
Whatever you do, you can't be seen. I'm supposed to be alone.
Didn't you just say...
I need you here. You may have to drive the rig.
Those sound like contradictory statements. Justin Bieber's post-apocalyptic masturbatory fantasy. Coincidental pregnancy noises now force us to sin babies. How do you like that, Philadelphia? You don't need to be criticized for booing Santa Claus anymore. Lots of gunfire at this mostly fuel-carrying big rig result in a bunch of ricochets. But seriously, this run through the pass is 2015 action gold, and I cannot help but remove 2 sins for its edge-of-my-seat thrills as well as its incredible attention to detail and continuity. Splendid totally did not get out of the way of this rock in time, but pregnancy bellies offer a respite from time and space. Although, I will say, despite this, George Miller remains true to the anti-ex machina by making her fall off right after this. But still, she should be dead. And dead here too. But then she does die anyway. Damn, man. So many things to sin, so many things to make up for it. Urge to sin too. Great. Angry and impotent machine gun fire. This girl is not remotely surprised by the sudden enemy on board their escape vehicle. Not only that, but she also sees through his rambling and instantly decides this is a guy she wants to f very soon. A guy who has dedicated his entire life to impressing Joe gives up totally and joins the good guys because the power of sand boners is super strong.
Barry and Barry.
What the f? Who names their cysts, let alone draws smiley faces on them? Is this sudden love story a thing? Is that all it takes? Man. Immortan Joe ruined this girl's future relationships. This movie makes it seem like they drive way further than a semi should be able to drive on 1 tank of gas. Lead cars explode and the rest of the convoy immediately stops, instead of going around or avoiding the semi's tracks altogether. I mean, you guys do realize there are no boundaries keeping you from going left or right, right?
He wants to help!
Elvis Presley's granddaughter plays the pronoun game and she does not get a pass because of that. Also, why is Nux driving the war machine away without reintroducing himself or saying 1 word?
There's high ground just beyond that thing.
He means the tree.
Magical war machine towing tree just happens to be within reach in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Conductor of the choir of death!
No, that honor already belongs to Jimi Hendrix. Despite all the explosions and bullets, no one even gets hurt during this attack. Tiny Tree has the ability to withstand... What was it, Furiosa?
You're sitting on 2,000 horsepower of nitro-boosted war machine.
Sounds like a vehicle that needs that kind of power is probably super heavy. Truck that was just struggling to drive in this on a flat surface is suddenly climbing sand hills with ease. Birds flying away to signify a recent big-ass explosion cliche. Totally Max Shadow Guy is given a whole scene of potential tension, even though the entire audience knows this is f***ing Max.
You're bleeding.
That's not his blood.
How do you know that? Want to know more about these assholes? Or why the father dude has a mask? Or why his followers paint themselves white? Well, too bad. You. This movie is kicking too much ass to give you that kind of wussy backstory crap. And nothing of consequence happened the next 12 hours, because production-based lighting concerns. Aw, he's getting a bug off his Oh, please don't eat that bug. Please don't eat- Oh god, he ate the bug! Red alert! Red alert! He ate the goddamn bug! Red alert! And, oh yeah, where the hell did his cyst-based smiley faces go?
My clan was Swaddle Dog.
No offense, but that is a really lame clan name. Why the hell is this lookout naked? Is there one good reason for that? I'm not complaining, I'm just trying to figure out how that benefits the cause.
This is our Furiosa.
Whoa, Furiosa was her name when she lived in the puppy dog tribe? Just assume she took it on when she was kidnapped by the cult of hideous rape monsters. Max's flashbacks don't matter much to me or the film. Look, I understand why Furiosa and her crew are ready to navigate 160 days of salt flats to wherever that's supposed to go, but why are the other self-sufficient badass ladies ready to make that same drive? Have they just been waiting for Furiosa to show up so they can say, finally, female easy rider across the salt flats, woohoo!
Where does the water come from?
He pumps it up from deep in the earth.
Amazing he was able to find this fountain of water surrounded by a huge-ass rock fortress. And like every angry parent ever threatened, they are turning this car around. Went all that way to pick up some seeds, basically. What the hell are these assholes doing? Do they assume Furiosa will be coming back through here? If they have no idea where they went, then why haven't they given up? This guy finally gets a break, and it's like the most uncomfortable looking break since Lawrence Taylor sacked Joe Theismann.
They're going back to the Citadel!
So look, I totally agree that their decision to go back to the Citadel is something they needed to do, but couldn't they have tried to be a little bit more discreet when they drove back the other way? Maybe try to avoid being seen? Maybe even, I don't know, take a circular route? In fact, how the hell did they know Immortan Joe didn't give up and decide to go back to the Citadel? They simply assumed he'd still be hanging out, waiting, for no reason. Movie has a siphoning gas to blow it directly into your engine off. These pogo assassins are really cool. Why didn't they have these things earlier when they attacked the war rig? Sure, use the go down into the driver's seat and choke the person method, instead of using any kind of weapon that might kill her and end this right now. And whatever bomb this is, took way too long to go off. Jesus. Now that these guys can officially get up close to the heroes, their weapons of choice are now cumbersome, slow, and beatable. Also, can you not close this sunroof? Why do you keep it open during an attack? Wait, are you sure? Is she strong enough to catch a falling Tom Hardy with one hand while driving this massive war machine? Why didn't Max kick this dude out, or kill him in the first place? Did he think he'd just sit here and do nothing the whole time? God, they actually incorporated the flamethrowing guitar guy into the action! 2 sins removed! No, but I guess you need your bad guy turned good guy to have a dramatic death, so why not? Superhuman strength for this scene only. Ah yes, here's the ex machina the movie's been waiting for. Thank God Max is a universal donor. And he knows how to withdraw and give blood to a dying person. After all, from what we know about Max from the first few movies, that guy is virtually a doctor. Holy shit, these people are ripping Joe's body to shreds. You know what they're probably gonna do. Eat it. Yep, she managed to spot him in that crowd. Well, this movie blew our balls off. It's pretty rare a movie this good gets made, especially by a major studio. Good job, guys.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Let us die! Gotham! Take control. Take control of your city. This is the instrument of your liberation.
Don't you weep, pretty babe. Don't you weep, pretty babe.
Back up in your ass with the resurrection!
There now. Just relax. Been asleep for almost 9 hours now.
Horrible nightmare. Dreamed I went back in time.
I never thought it was such a bad little tree.
I'm not even gonna swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know. And they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a...
I've just about had enough of you. Go that way. You'll be malfunctioning within a day, you nearsighted scrap pile.
If I pull that off, will you die?
It would be extremely painful
You're a big guy.
for you.
I want to get